Hey guys, so we're going to be showing you today the difference between the standard grading system and the traditional grading system at Chase High School, and this is by Baylor Rollins and Kevin Hobbs. So now the first thing I'm going to do is give you a description of the traditional program. So we're going to go to that slide right now.
The first portion of the traditional grading system is the curriculum. The system is based on assessment methods like tests and quizzes with one grade given per subject. Assessments vary greatly, covering achievement, attitude, effort, and behavior based off of whatever unit content is selected by the teacher, which leaves the student guessing as to what their final grade will consist of. The next portion of the system that will be reviewed is the grading. When grading, everything is scored. This includes penalties and extra credit, regardless of the purpose. Grades are calculated using the mean. The teacher decides the grading and announces it to the classroom, which can also lead to confusion between the parents and students on what the final grade will consist of as a whole. The final portion of the system is the traditional program grading criteria. Assessments are norm-referenced and based on a percentage system. The criteria is often unclear or assumed. The assessments record the average and not the best work, regardless of when everything was collected. This can bring students' grades down because of an uneven distribution of strengths and weaknesses in a student's learning. Next is the issues related to traditional grading. The first issue is grading being used as a ranking or rating system for parents and universities. Traditional grading systems allow for students to be ranked from better to worse regardless of their strong suits and weaknesses. The second issue is a blurred connection between curriculum goals with learning and student feedback. With traditional grading, the content goals can sometimes be lost as the system fails to recognize the student's input while it focuses too much on hammering home the information. Many times, this can lead to a lack of motivation from sad or upset students, which leads directly to the last issue. The last issue is an unrealistic reliance on old philosophies of student motivation and reward. Relying on outdated methods to gain a higher effort from students is an inefficient way to run a classroom and can lead to a lack of participation. Next, we will review the relationship between content standards, lesson content, objectives, and assessments in our program. The 4 standards shown below provide the standards for motor skills, movement concepts, health fitness, and personal and social responsibility. Our lesson content, objectives, and assessments aim to focus and revolve strictly around these basic standards. We look to make the program clear and concise, with the assessments coming directly from the content and course objectives.
So what is standard-based grading in PE? It's a system that uses rubrics instead of grades, does not award grades, good or bad, and documents the quality of learning and performance. These qualities alone make standard-based grading better than traditional-based grading. So what are the advantages of the standard-based grading system? Well, the standard-based grading system focuses primarily on students learning in the course. It acknowledges the fact that some students learn in different ways and at different paces than other students, and it ensures that a student's grade is an accurate reflection of that learning. This means that traditional programs that focus solely on keeping students moving are outdated, and it is impossible to advocate for our profession when that's the primary objective. It also calls for differentiated instruction and time modifications as needed, and students have to participate in physical education in order to demonstrate learning of the physical education standards. Thus, participation becomes an expectation rather than something that the students are rewarded for doing.
Created using Powtoon.